Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Pigskin Pete. More great news coming out of Clemson, South Carolina. Today, we got a hard commit from the number one all-purpose running back in the 2021 recruiting class, five-star Will Shipley out of North Carolina. This came down to the end. He narrowed it down to two schools. He narrowed it down to Notre Dame and Clemson. And so today he finally makes the commitment to Clemson. Now, look, it's a long time till signing day. But, after the decommitment of Corey Foreman, this is good news coming in for the 2021 recruiting class for Clemson. Look, they're going to have a top five class anyways. But this Will Shipley kid is the real deal. Everybody in the country wanted him. He liked, I think he liked the sort of family atmosphere and religious atmosphere of both Notre Dame and Clemson. But this kid is an absolute stud. Let's take a look at him here. A lot of comparisons made about Will Shipley to Christian McCaffrey for obvious reasons. Obviously, he's white, and let's face it, there's not that many elite white running backs coming out of high school and at the college or even at the NFL level at this point. But he's 6 foot. Some sites said he was 5'11" and a half. Anyway, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Which is slightly taller than Travis Etienne. I think Travis Etienne's only 5'10". He might be 5'11", I don't know. Anyway, 200 pounds. Now, Travis Etienne weighs a little bit more than 200 pounds, but when he was coming into Clemson, he weighed about 200 pounds. So he's about almost exactly the same weight and maybe an inch taller than Travis Etienne was coming in to Clemson. He was the number one rated all-purpose running back, or is the number one rated all-purpose running back in the 2021 recruiting class. For his junior year, which was his last season in high school, he rushed for 2,066 yards, had 582 receiving yards, had a total of 40 touchdowns. I think that was 32 rushing touchdowns and 8 receiving touchdowns. And he was the North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of North Carolina, which is their equivalent to like Mr. Football. Is what they call it in Florida. Some other states, they use Mr. Football. Ohio uses Mr. Football. I think Florida uses Mr. Football. Anyway, he's the Mr. Football of North Carolina last year. So he was the top-rated player in the entire state. Now, what this means for Clemson's backfield, for the running backs, man, they are stacked and loaded. So obviously, big news, after the season ended in January with the national championship loss for Clemson. Travis Etienne announced he was coming back. Shocked a lot of people. Didn't really shock a lot of Clemson fans if you know how Travis Etienne is. He didn't graduate as a junior like a lot of guys do, and he wants his degree. He said that since day one. Now, a lot of guys say it, don't mean it. Etienne means it. So he's coming back for his senior year. Lynn J. Dixon will be going into his third season, and he's an absolute stud. He could start for most teams in America. So you're already loaded with those two guys, just those two guys. Now you have an incoming DeMarcus Bowman, who was Mr. Football in 2018 in Florida, 2019 in the state of Florida. He was the top running back in the state of Florida. He was a 5-star. He's coming to Clemson this year. So what you're going to have is a stable full of 5-stars. Now, Etienne wasn't a 5-star coming out. I think he was only like a 3-star. But anyway, you're going to have, once Etienne leaves and Dixon leaves, then you're going to have this next group of running backs led by DeMarcus Bowman and Will Shipley. Assuming that Will Shipley stays committed and signs in December like we think that he will. This is bad news for everybody else in the ACC. This is really bad news for Notre Dame if they thought they were getting him, because obviously it's a huge get. So anyway, it's a great day to be a Tiger, and the future looks bright. Pigskin Pete checking out.